morning, I'm Alan Carver. I am the inventor of the Dechoker device. So what I want to focus on this morning is I'm going to take you through a sequence of tests and explain to you how the Dechoker works. It's very simple. It's air. And the amount of air is very important, and that's what I would like you to focus on. So I'm going to give you a little demonstration of a marble on a table. So if I go to pick this marble up on this table, as you can see, nothing happens, and that's because the amount of air that you have around it doesn't allow it to pick it up. But if I go inside the mouth or the trachea, because now I have a certain environment here which is inducive to that. You have a mask, you have the air that's in the crown of the mask, the air that's in the nasal, the air that's in the mouth, and the air that's in the trachea. So we take this object and we drop it down, and we put it down inside our mannequin, which is a Dechoker mannequin now. It's designed to work for the Dechoker because it deals with the atmosphere. If you can see, we suck it up, you pull it up there immediately into the dechoking device. So because of that air, it works, but if I do it here, it actually does nothing about it. So if I take a marble, which is a heavy marble, and I put this marble down inside the trachea, and I take one that doesn't have a tube on it, or a tube, doesn't matter. I do this so we can see it. I can make this marble dance inside that mouth. So what that means is there's not enough air inside this, the mouth and the trachea, to take that marble and throw it out. But there is enough air in there to grab that marble and move it up and bring it to your mouth and take it out of the trachea and just lodge it. And that's because the weight of the marble due to the weight that's inside this environment. So the softer the weight, if you're choking or light objects, it's going to suck it all the way up in the tube. If it's a piece of meat or something like that, it's actually going to jerk it up, pull it, and move it and throw it in probably in the bottom of your mouth. So it's all conducive to the amount of this environment, the air that's in this mouth. So we'll get started here in a minute, and I'm going to show you some first shots up close to let you see this thing operate with the marble inside. You'll see it dancing inside. That's because it's heavy, and the amount of air that's in there to move that is less than it would be for the weight to move that object. But either or, because of that, there's plenty of air to move that heavy object up out of the trachea so it's into your mouth. And of course, a lot of the object will probably end up somewhere in here in the back of this or somewhere up in here. But it works wonderfully. It's very, very, very simple product to use. I will show you on myself. I will actually put this in my mouth, and I will show you how far the handle pulls to prove to you that you don't get any air out of the lung, you don't get air out of the stomach. It's only the air that's in your mouth and in your trachea. All right, so we're going to start with the test here in just a minute, and I'll start on myself first. That's all I pulled it. So most of the time you're going to end up somewhere right in here. We'll do that again for you. That's it. So if you were back here, you'd be pulling air from your lungs or from your stomach. You can't do it, so you're only getting the air here. So watch it again. If I had something in my throat and I was choking, you seal it to your face, but it's in your mouth. That's it. It's that simple. No damage. Nobody's hurt. And that object is up in here or it's laying in the bottom of my mouth. It only comes to right here when you pull on it when it's in your mouth, is because the only air is here in your nasal cavity, in your mouth, and in your trachea. That's all that's there. So when you pull it, you're going to stop right in here. Every time you're going to stop right in there. So that proves that you can't collapse a lung. You don't pull air out of your stomach. You only pull it out of this environment, which absolutely removes the obstruction from your trachea.